In today's video, I'm going to be sharing the pros and cons of teaching on Skillshare. I have been teaching on the platform for 2 years as of next month, and for the most part, I am a massive advocate for the platform. It has earned me almost 11,000 US dollars with a total of 5,600 students taking my 10 classes, all about social media marketing, digital marketing, Instagram, and WhatsApp. I do, however, want to acknowledge that as with any platform, there are pros and cons, and I want anyone who decides to teach on Skillshare as a result of me sharing my journey and ensure that they have a balanced view of what they can expect. If you're new here, welcome to my channel. My name is Megs, and every week I release tech tutorials helping you do digital better. I'm going to be alternating through pros and then cons in this video, starting with a pro. Pro number one, and the biggest pro for me when it comes to teaching on Skillshare, is that it is a really simple and straightforward way to just get started. Teaching online can be scary, and Skillshare has such incredible resources which are freely available, which really show you how to structure your class, film your class, edit your class, and other things to bear in mind. This is absolutely invaluable for a new teacher, as there are a lot of things which are not obvious up front when you start teaching online. It is really a bit of a minefield, which can result in you wasting a lot of time if you do not have a plan of attack. Although I already had a YouTube channel and had previously launched a course on Teachable, I definitely needed all the support and insight that Skillshare offered me as a teacher in order for me to improve my workflow and ultimately the end product being those classes. As it is a marketplace, you are not responsible for having to get 100% of the traffic to your course, as their algorithm will really support you in the launch of your course to some degree. This means that you will get organic traffic which you haven't had to pay for. And this is really in stark contrast to self-hosted courses, which would undoubtedly need paid ads as well as a sizable email database in order to launch. Plus, as Skillshare encourages instructors to make classes of between 20 and 40 minutes long, it really does rid you of that temptation to reinvent the wheel. You can rather pick a topic and work to structure a killer short class based on amazing free resources which will help you to get it right the first time. As in life though, it cannot be all sunshine and roses. A major con of Skillshare is that there is no foolproof method to validate your course topic. So Udemy has a tool called Marketplace Insights, which offers a very real and sometimes almost disheartening view on which topics are a good idea to teach and which are seemingly impossible to break into. There is unfortunately no such tool for Skillshare. Plus, the topics which perform well are typically creatively led. So I would hate for someone with a technical topic to be put off teaching online as a whole based on the topic's performance on Skillshare specifically. So this includes topics like coding, which would otherwise do really well and be very helpful on any other platform, but it's unlikely to succeed on Skillshare. I can appreciate that it's important for any business to, of course, own their niche, but it may not be clear to new teachers on Skillshare that this is the case. So to spare you this heartache, I have included a link down below of topics which Skillshare deems as being in demand. But to summarize, it includes illustration, fine art, graphic design, animation, photography, film and video, marketing, cha-ching, freelance and entrepreneurship, and crafts, plus music. In my case, I'm of course operating predominantly within that marketing sphere, where the popular topics are things like Instagram, digital marketing, Canva, SEO, social media, affiliate marketing, and TikTok. Of these, I have made courses on both Instagram and social media marketing, but you will see that that doesn't always reflect in the class's performance. For example, I recently released a class called How to Save Time with Social Media Marketing, which I really hoped would be a valuable, fun, and popular topic. But the class has only gotten 49 students since launching 2 months ago. This despite it being my 10th course on the platform and with a small but growing followership on Skillshare with 759 students. I promise this isn't sour grapes, but sometimes it's really hard to understand what is problematic with a course topic, given that this is in fact in a popular niche. So imagine going to all this trouble to create a class in an unpopular niche. So I would really hate for that to happen to anyone. This class was also professionally edited and only 27 minutes long, so sometimes I just remain truly baffled as to why some topics work and others do not. Pro number 2. As a YouTuber turned Skillsharer, I found it really encouraging to start earning immediately. I made a video on how I pay my rent using Skillshare, which I will certainly link to. And in this video, I share that literally from about month 2 or 3 of teaching on the platform, I've been able to cover my rent using the money I earn on Skillshare every single month. That is ridiculous when you consider that when you're getting started on YouTube, you have to get to the infamous 1,000 subscriber mark and 4,000 hours of watch time before you can sign up to their AdSense program. To put this in context, it usually takes people between 1 and 3 years to get to this point. So whilst I totally get that it's probably for the sake of Google administration not wanting to pay out millions of inactive creators, breaking into the YouTube game was filled with blood, sweat, and tears. Whereas Skillshare offers immediate compensation for the tens or hundreds of hours you have no doubt put in upfront to launch that very first class. I believe that quick wins are essential for motivation, so Skillshare is really nailing it here in terms of making creating even that very first class worthwhile. A quick caveat before we proceed: previously teachers only had to accrue 30 paid minutes watch time for that first month in order to receive their royalty payment from Skillshare. So this equates to roughly $2 per month. But over time, Skillshare was noticing that the costs to process these payments have actually exceeded the actual amount paid. So effective February 1st, 2022, teachers must actually earn a minimum total of 75 paid minutes watched across all of their classes within a month in order to receive a royalty payment for that month. Regardless, 75 minutes is incredibly nominal, so I do still think that this point will stand. Con number 2. Skillshare's referral program has been a really easy to understand incentive program for teachers wanting to win on the platform further than just royalties. Simply put, previously if someone signed up using your link, you received $10. This really encourages you to promote your classes extensively. And for most Skillshare instructors I know, their links are really prominently displayed across everywhere you can find them online. So in my case, it's on my YouTube CTA button, my link tree, and on almost every YouTube video I have ever created. So that's over 100 videos. But more recently, they have made the switch to a 60% cut of the student's first payment. I have linked this press release down below too. It is literally impossible to anticipate whether this change is positive or negative for teachers. I'm guessing it also takes into consideration whether someone signs up for a monthly package or an annual package. And while I don't disagree with the change necessarily, as I understand, it's to drive quality traffic and not poor quality leads to the platform of people who are ultimately not going to convert or will have a really low lifetime value. It really is serving as a reminder that teachers have no control over the changes to the platform. So changes like this really have the potential to negatively impact creators on the platform, as you are of course at the mercy of what this could mean for your referral income. With self-hosting, on the other hand, you of course have 100% control over pricing and your bottom line, whereas with Skillshare or any other marketplace, you could really be negatively affected overnight by something completely out of your control. That being said, I do really get the impression that Skillshare does its best to mitigate any teacher frustrations, but big changes like this one to the referral scheme really did make me sit up and realize just how little control I truly have over my earnings on the platform. Let's talk pro number 3. This pro may seem a little bit esoteric to some, but as a marketer, it's anything but for me. The Skillshare brand is really strong and I am proud to be associated to it. So every interaction interaction I have with the brand online, through the website, through customer service, and on the Teach Course Slack group, which I am a part of, it is really clear to me that the company is both respectable and respectful. So not only is their brand synonymous with quality education, they've taken the time to create not just one, but two talent pools called Top Teachers and TeachCore. I'm part of TeachCore, which actively nurtures students with the end goal of being named a top teacher. The benefit of becoming part of one of these two programs is that you're going to receive additional guidance over and above what is accessible free to the public. So I'm a really big fan of companies who are helping the online education industry as a whole and actively supporting and mentoring teachers in this way. Honestly, Skillshare, chef's kiss, you guys. That brings us to con number 3. I have read a lot of criticism of Skillshare when it comes to your average creator on the platform. And that is because there are a huge amount of prominent, major influencers and creators over on Skillshare. I'm talking about the likes of Marques Brownlee of MKBHD fame, Ali Abdaal and Dan Mace, to name but a few. So whilst this is absolutely amazing from a user perspective, and of course I'm the first one to admit that I have watched almost all of these classes, it really creates a challenging dichotomy for your regular creators like you or I. So when I wanted to create my YouTube course, the first thing that then popped into my head was, why on earth would anyone want to learn from a YouTuber with only 4,000 subscribers when they can literally learn from creators with millions of subscribers? That is a very real factor on the platform. You are quite literally side by side with the best and most talented creators in the world. Of course, the cliched antidotes like, but no one is you, or maybe someone's actually going to find a nano influencer or an unknown teacher more relatable, it really doesn't ultimately change the likelihood of losing clicks to influential creators. So the notion of a marketplace is not exactly true. And so I understand why people can really become despondent over this point. Major creators have pull power, massive audiences, email databases, and teams, making it super hard to compete. My production quality could never come close to rivaling MKBHD's, and I'm pretty sure Ali has a team of 20 people helping him produce his courses. Even stamps of approval like original and top pick were clearly implemented with the best of intentions, but it's really made it tougher and tougher for the average Joe Soap to stand out. For our next pro, I would love to shout out the way that Skillshare has created a platform which I've described countless times as the Netflix for online learning. It really is a constructive way to spend your time rather than the rabbit hole of social media apps. So it's super fantastic to feel that sense of purpose in terms of creating helpful content which has the potential to enrich other people's businesses and careers. Plus, I haven't mentioned that it is completely free to teach on the Skillshare platform, so you don't even need a premium membership to create classes. It's win-win. Finally, for con number 5, I am so grateful for every cent earned on the Skillshare platform, so please do take this with a pinch of salt and a whole lot of gratitude. It has to be said though. If I divide my earnings by my total number of students, I get a lifetime value amount of, drumroll please, $1.95 per student. So while Skillshare is an incredible place for earning passive income, I do sometimes wonder how we are all justifying publishing to the platform when creators do stand to make a whole heap more money with self-hosting. So as always, I think Ali Abdaal gets it spot on. He self-hosts a super premium course, namely the Part-Time YouTuber Academy, and then he releases supporting courses on Skillshare to people who almost certainly would not be able to afford his self-hosted course. But you can see that in order to make Skillshare your job, you really do need to have numbers. So it's likely you might have to, in addition to having a Skillshare component, have a self-hosted course or other income streams. So Ali's Part-Time YouTuber Academy's cheapest package goes for $1,495. If he were also getting paid $1.95 per student, then a singular course sale is equivalent to 766 Skillshare students. So obviously that is quite an extreme example, but you're catching my drift. I am so not one for wild allegations, so I will absolutely caveat this statement with the fact that $1.95 is my unique stat, reflective of the watch time of my classes. It is really likely that for classes with as high a production quality as Ali's, his watch time is likely to exponentially increase, coupled of course with the fact that he is a next level teacher. So I'm definitely going to work to improve the stat on my side, and I'm showing no signs of stopping on the Skillshare platform. Please support me by clicking my Skillshare link below and checking out some of my classes. As I said, they are all about social media marketing, Instagram, YouTube, WhatsApp, and so much more. So I would love to catch you over on that side. And that brings us to the end of this video. And of course, bear in mind, I am the first person to sing Skillshare's praises from the rooftops, but I did just want to make sure to cover some of the cons and some of the considerations when you're thinking about teaching on the platform. If you have any comments or you disagree with me on any of my points, I am all for constructive chit chat. So I would love to hear more from you down below in the comment section, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next video so that we can keep on doing digital better. Bye!